everyone, hope you're doing well. My name is Drew Creekmer, and I'm joined today by Andrew. And Andrew's one of our wealth advisors in our Central Illinois office location. And today we're going to be talking about a couple of the kind of thorny topics in the insurance space where there's a lot of differing opinions on how you should address these two particular questions. So we're going to dive into that today. But before we do, Andrew, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well, Drew. It's the weather's finally coming around here. It's fall. It's 75 degrees and beautiful outside right now with a nice wind instead of being 100 degrees and humid.
Nice. So I gotta ask, as a big basketball guy, do you think Kyrie's staying with the Nets or is he going over to the Lakers?
I don't know why he would go over to the Lakers. I think LeBron James is taking up all the money over there, so I think he's just waiting for his son to get in the league, would be kind of cool to see. Make it another couple years and get to play a season with him and call it quits. So I don't think he would though.
Yeah. Well, it'll be cool to hopefully see Kyrie play with KD. That'd be cool to actually have a full season and playing together. So we'll see. But hey, let's get into this. So first question that we often hear has to do with a situation where you have one individual in a relationship who's working and the other individual who's not, who's maybe staying at home, taking care of the kids, or just taking care of life in general. And a lot of people say, how do you determine insurance needs in this situation? I've heard it both ways. I've heard sometimes people say, oh, well, just insure the working individual because they're bringing home all of your income. And so you definitely want to make sure that's covered, which is true. However, we often see that there's an oversight in addressing the need to protect the other person's contributions to the overall situation. And so, Andrew, how would we walk through a situation like this?
So here we believe a little bit differently. We think that both individuals should be covered. Essentially, yes, the earning individual should probably have a little bit more coverage than the non-earning one. That way to bridge that gap of the income. But if the non-working one, something were to happen to them, coverage would still be needed, whether to be pay off debt, if you have kids who are going to go through college, weddings, anything like that you're going to need an expense for. It'll just help ease the cushion and make things a little bit easier for them with some sort of level of insurance on them. And it doesn't have to be, as much money as the other one, but some is definitely recommended in our eyes.
Yeah, for sure. I think you nailed that right on the head. And it's one of those things where if you're in a situation like this, it's not a fun conversation to have, but it's a conversation that's definitely worth having. And so we would definitely encourage you to think about it. Now, Andrew, let's kind of go to the other end of the insurance spectrum, and this has to do with long-term care. And this is a topic that we know is going to be a huge need as we continue to see a large portion of our country's population continue to age into that long-term care age. And so can you kind of walk us through some of the numbers, some of the data behind long-term care, how much it costs, how likely is it to be something that people actually need or will be going through? Can you kind of go through that situation for us from a data standpoint?
Yeah, so as everyone knows, the cost of a lot of things are rising in this current environment, and healthcare has been rising from the creation of it. It keeps going up and up and up. People are lasting longer, which is great. But with that comes more problems as well, whether health problems, just all sorts of things. And 70% of the people are actually going to need some sort of care, whether it be hospice care, nursing home care, in-home care, when they turn the age of 65. So that's going to be a huge number of people as we see this population living longer and, science improving. And then I guess the average stay for the people who need this kind of care is anywhere from 24 to 36 months and can range, and that depends on where you live. So Illinois is going to be a lot cheaper than California, but anywhere from $120,000 to $300,000 for that short time period.
Wow, that's a huge cost every year to have. Now, I think people would say that's a lot of money to spend, but how likely am I to actually need to spend that much money for my care? Do you have a percentage or an idea on the total population that may actually need some form of care?
Well, according to the Alzheimer's Association, I think 70% of people who turn the age of 65 are going to need that sort of care. And whether that be full blown inside a nursing home or just someone coming to help, it didn't really say. But the average cost of that could be anywhere from $5,000 to $7,000 per month.
For sure. Wow. So that's a huge cost. And when we think about financial planning in general, that is a big chunk of money to spend in a short period of time. And so, Andrew, I know Andy, our director of financial planning, did another conversation with myself talking about the tools that we can use. But what would you tell people who are thinking about, hey, maybe I want to take a look at how to better protect myself in case I do actually need some care and protect my financial plan and my family's overall financial life? What would you tell them to do as a great first step?
So I think the first step is, having a conversation with your loved ones, which is not always easy. And that's, kind of talking about it, looking at family history, the likelihood of everything. And then the second step is making a call to speak to whether it be us here at the team at Creekmer and the financial planning team, or an insurance agent, or just someone who's going to be able to give you, an outside eye to see, hey, does this make sense? Will I need it? Will my assets suffice? Or, would I be doing myself a favor by getting some sort of coverage in case anything were to happen?
Sure. Man, and I like how you set that up because that is so true that it's a personal, it's a family conversation that needs to happen first before you start getting into the brass tacks, the numbers of the situation. And so I really like how you set that up there. So we would definitely encourage you. Our team is fully insurance licensed, so we can help address your need. We have all the tools available. And can help you kind of walk through those numbers once you've had those initial conversations with your loved ones and have looked at your own personal family health history. And so what we tell you to do, reach out to us, give Andrew or myself or Andy, anyone on our team a call and say, hey, we want to have a deeper conversation here. And we would love to address that with you, kind of walk through what your options may look like. So thanks for your time, guys. Hope we kind of helped you address two particularly thorny questions here in this video. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Have a good one.